here. Let me get some of the latest numbers for you. Basically moving off to the north at about 40 miles per hour. So I'm going to go ahead and track this for you. You can see just in the last 15 minutes.
Is it near where we are?
No. This is out on the beach.
Okay.
This is out on the beach. This is going to be Madeira Beach, basically, and pushing in all the way up towards Seminole. It's going to go right up north. Speeds right now moving in about 40 miles per hour. It looks like a water spout that's coming on shore to me. I'm going to go ahead and track it a little bit sooner at 45. And there's going to be a lot of places on this list here. Madeira Beach right now, it is 548. Seminole, 552. Largo, 558. 601 in Bel Air. So certainly Seminole. Between there and Largo, you got to consider as well, too. You should likely be in your safe spot right now. Typically, when water spouts blow on shore, they are shorter lived, right? They don't last as long. They tend to fall apart pretty quickly. This is a little bit different situation because of the cells that are pushing through here. And I expect that to be pretty much the case here as we get going into the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. We appreciate your patience. I know you're trying to watch the basketball game. We've got a tornado now over a highly populated area here along southwest coast of Pinellas County. Boca Ciega, this is just to the south. South Pasadena. Not sure if you could see this or not, but it is right up the way. And in fact, what I want to do here is I want to take us out to our bellwether camera here and see if we can see this. I can see it there. Let me pull that up. So you can see I was looking at some of the chairs that they left out on the beach earlier because it looks like they're going to be causing a little bit of an issue here once that wind turns on shore. Later this evening. This is going to be maybe right out in front of the camera. You might have just missed it. Let me just kind of scan around here just a little bit. I'm going to look back down towards Paso Grill, but I think it's already south of there. Yeah, this is going to be up near the pass. All right, I'm going to swing it all the way back around to the pass. What do we got here? Blind Pass. So this is right in that Blind Pass area. And moving away from the camera here. Don't see, and it's not going to be easy to see, but just in case we will be able to see it. Certainly rain wrapped, a lot of rain in there, of course. And I don't see anything.
A lot of reduced visibility as well when you have those gusty winds embedded within those lines, but we were just on air a few moments ago, not only showing you those.
There's something. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. Did those low clouds there?
Yeah, right there.
Have a history of producing funnels.
Right there.
We want to go back to
that could be a little bit of a wall cloud, and that could be a funnel cloud right there. Oh yeah, sorry guys. I thought we were on the live view. Sorry. Looks like we may have something here, a funnel cloud in this area right in here. If we can get back over to my stuff, there you go. That right there is the funnel cloud.
Oh.
It looks like it to me, dipping down. There's a little bit of what we call a wall cloud here. That's not as clear, but that to me right there looks like that could be what we're looking at here. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Bellwether, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, Colin, Natalie, you can take that.
No, it's a lot of us bouncing around here. We got the whole team basically got you covered here. But what these cells have been doing, they've had a history along these lines to just drive up out of the Gulf of Mexico. They have those spin-ups embedded within these streams that have been rushing in onshore. And of course, the ones we were tracking were actually an entirely different stream in our inland counties a few minutes ago. That tornado warning was allowed to expire. But Bobby, this is kind of what we were talking about a few moments ago, that some of these cells within the Gulf, as they were just offshore Sarasota County and Manatee counties, they were starting to show a little bit of radar indicated rotation offshore, so over the Gulf, which would indicate to us the potential for a water spout. However, the National Weather Service was saying that as they get close to land, they will go ahead and make the call, even if it's radar indicated, that if it has the potential, even the potential for that water spout to make it on land, they will go ahead and warn the coastal areas for that potential for a tornado to actually not only reach the ground, but potentially cause that damage. So it may be short-lived. It may even, Bobby, just as you mentioned, be that funnel that we saw there off in the distance, which isn't quite reaching the ground, but it either did or it has the capability to do so. And that's very, very indicative of typical when we have this type of tropical nature overhead.
Yeah, very quick movers too, especially now what's happening now is that's getting closer to the center. This one's for Pinellas. Yeah, so the speed of this one, it's got to be faster.
They're just streaming up shore.
It is 30 miles per hour. That seems a little weird. It's already on shore. It's now basically right out there at Seminole. All right? So it's going to be on this 54th Avenue area up towards 113th Street. It's moving right up 113th Street right now, almost to 694.
So
right?
go in the safe place.
Almost to Ridge Road. It's just about there. And it's going to continue to move off towards the north. I'm going to back it up here a couple frames and then bring it up a little more north to northeast. So basically over to Monterey, 98th Street. If you're in this area in Seminole, especially, well, now just south of it, obviously, right? But in this area right here, on the side of the bay there, on the west side, you want to be in your safe spot all the way up 90th Avenue or across 90th Avenue. I'd say from 120th basically all the way up to 102nd Avenue. All right. It may go a little bit further north of that, but if you're in between those, you definitely want to be in your safe spot. And definitely on the first floor of the house. Let's see if this thing weakens like a waterspout normally would. I just wouldn't expect it to. And you can see, it's really tough to see here just on the regular reflectivity. It's probably somewhere right in this area, right in here. Yeah, right there. And by the time we get this data, it's moving pretty quickly. It's all the way up to the north. There's the latest scan right there. Actually, it does look like it's weakening. That's good news.
Yeah, so this is west of Pinellas Park, east of Reddington Shores, kind of smack dab in the middle there.
Walsingham, south of Walsingham. And then 102nd Avenue, so that'll basically be crossing there. That's heading out to the beaches right there. So it's going to be in that 19 and 102nd Avenue area here in just a few minutes. Right now it's down in Seminole. Anywhere from, let's say, 115th northward. Johnson Boulevard, of course, but certainly 115th northward. You need to be in your shelter. If you're south of there now, Madeira Beach, Reddington Beach, in the clear at this point, and I don't see any rotation upstream at this point, so that's good news. But that was a quick spin up of a waterspout that moved on shore there. A little bit more of rotation up to the north, but that doesn't look terrible.
No.
And this one actually even looks a little less now. So
Almost
hopefully,
like it's collapsing within itself and then just busting out this gust of wind ahead of it.
yeah, hopefully it did weaken a little. Let's take you out. Oh, you can't see anything there.
Yeah, but some of these winds, they're capable of not only breaking some tree branches, but power lines. It's a major concern with any of these spin-ups that we get. And of course, lawn furniture can be used quickly as a projectile. So that's why we're mentioning away from all windows, especially if you're in this area.
So looking out here, we actually had poor visibility earlier, but now from our Ascent building, looking off towards the west, obviously not the best visibility, but looking towards where this would be. And I don't see anything that stands out right away. Yeah, I don't see anything right now.
Continuing it till 6:15.
Yeah, we're going to keep a close eye on that. I want to get back out here to the radar real fast. I'll show you the velocity, where the area that we're talking about. So this is now right about due west of us at the Gandy Boulevard. And looking on that bellwether camera, I don't see it. Here, let me take you back over there. Because you can see the clouds lowering a little bit. I'm getting a little bit ahead of the storm at this point. But that's pretty much the area that we're watching right in there. Perhaps right in here. Kind of tough to see with the raindrops on there. But nonetheless, have the warning for that area. Does look definitely looks like it's weakened a little bit. We've got some rotation right in here, but that's not even associated with it. In fact, looks like we've really lost it. It just doesn't look as much.
Yeah, rotation,
maybe,
right. I definitely
almost
still
like
looks
two of them.
it looks like there was very intense, maybe gust or a
Right here in the Seminole.
microburst.
Another one up right by the park, Largo Park. Right in that area, Largo Park right now.
Yeah, so heads up southwest Largo. Hang indoors away from the windows for a moment. Not confirming there's anything on the ground, but
That's technically in the warning as well.
That
We
would
also
be a
have this
gust.
one here.
Yeah.
We're kind of two. It's hard to tell. There it goes. That makes more sense right there. So now you can see this. This is the area here, Walsingham. And then that's going to be right up toward, visually going up right into Largo Park area.
Ridge Road.
If it can hold together, I mean, this is east of Indian Rocks Beach, so Indian Rocks, you're fine. You're going to be all right out there. But if it can hold together, that's going to get it up to the Bel Air area. Now you take that. I want to see if I can get from our Clearwater camera.
So here is what we're watching. It's this very area, this bright rotation you can almost see. If I highlight it here, Walsingham for you, approaching and just kind of riding up along Ridge Road there. What we are seeing here is basically 19A and Ulmerton Road, 688. This is basically the area it's looking to possibly cross near that intersection as it races to the north. And again, this is just basically trying to keep up with the latest scans that we get minute by minute, every few minutes at that. So while we're watching it right here south of Ulmerton Road, just near 19A, this is actually moving already, possibly even quicker than that, moving just to the north there. And this has a lot of reduced visibility within it. As Bobby was just mentioning, anything that we could see trying to show some rotation could easily be very, very skinny, very thin, and very rain-wrapped at this point, along with those gusty winds that are being pushed along with it. So even if nothing is quite on the ground, we are seeing a lot of this wind racing and just kind of swooping in with these spin-ups, which is very, very typical in tropical development, tropical bands like this. The atmosphere is just ripe to produce that kind of condition. So that's why we're on the air with you, sticking around with you, 6:15 for this tornado warning, which this band, even this one and the one to the east of it in our inland locations, has had a history of producing these radar, not only warned storms, but also there have already within the past, Bobby, some of them that were confirmed. They actually ended up being confirmed tornadoes in our inland locations. So that's why we're staying on with you.
Yes, and it's still good rotation. If you look over there, it's now north of Walsingham. It's almost right in that area. But you can see here where it's still holding together. It almost looks a little elongated here, so this is probably more straight line winds potential at this time. But those can really do damage. In fact, straight line winds may not be as strong necessarily as a tornado, but they can stretch out and affect more people, and they can get pulled down pretty quickly. This is more of a tornadic atmosphere than it is straight line winds, but again, very gusty winds coming through. And if you look at our shear markers, this shows you kind of where the spin up was. You can see coming right across Madeira Beach right here. That's where it was, right up 54th Avenue. And then now we're sitting with it a little bit further north of Walsingham, almost to Largo Park here. Just about getting there as we speak. The warning goes in, it's in effect until, what do we got?
6:15.
6:15, okay. And they're going to go ahead and continue this warning. It was a confirmed water spout that was just offshore of Seminole. It was moving north at 30, and that's what moved on. And when you see that shear mark, the purple that I was showing you out over water, it's a really good chance that's producing a water spout. In this particular case, this one here, that one was spotted. We saw somebody actually see that. So we're still watching for debris. Clearwater, Largo, Pinellas Park, all those areas. Let me go ahead, since we just got another scan right here. So I want to go ahead and draw another one. I'm going to do it at about 35. I know it said it was moving at 30, but that'll give it a little bit quicker, give you some heads up here. So that's going to put it towards Bel Air Bluffs around 6:01. That's right now, obviously. And then Clearwater about 6:06. So this will be on the north side. I just pulled up our Clearwater camera. You can't see anything. There's a ton of rain out there, and that's out over on the beach. So looking back behind it, you still can't see anything. Dunedin, eventually 6:12. That's about 11 minutes from now. So we got a little bit of time for Dunedin. However, we'll see if it holds together that whole time. But certainly Clearwater and Bel Air Bluffs. And I would say, let me clear this. Looking at the Clearwater aspect of it, it would probably clip Sand Key right out there by the Columbia restaurant out on Sand Key, because it looks almost like it's right in this area right here. And I can't believe we can't see that on our Clearwater camera. I'm going to go ahead and
See if we can swing that back over,
swing it back, yeah. So I was looking at the water while I'm swinging it here, and you can see how far the tide is out. Look at it, way out towards that building out there. That is going to flip-flop. See how smooth the waves are right now? Big waves, but see how smooth the water is? That's a wind blowing offshore. It's literally blowing that water out. It's a little bit of a negative surge here, but that is not going to be the case here. All right, let me spin this thing around here and get us back down towards where I think this could be. It's going to be tough. The tops of the buildings are right in here, but we still got a shot of seeing that. It would be somewhere right in here. Right in this area here.
With that rain, let's see if we can see those low clouds hanging there off in the distance.
Yeah, it's tough to see. The building blocks it quite a bit, but we'll see. See if it comes across, because it could come right across the beach here. Ooh, it got really dark over there.
So if you're just now joining us, we're tracking the latest on a tornado warning. This is for coastal Pinellas County. This is something that actually started off as a water spout. It was confirmed a water spout that was viewed off of St. Pete Beach made its way up just along not only all the way through just east of Reddington Shores, but now west of Pinellas Park, also while the rest of Largo at this point. So we saw this brief area of radar indicated rotation just kind of really sandwiched in between Baylor Bluffs as well as Largo that continued to make its way up 19A. We actually have a live view of some pretty ominous looking clouds on our live camera right now in Clearwater. Court Street at Missouri Ave. This is a live view right now from one of our traffic cameras. And this is very close to the beach, very close to the coast that we're tracking this cell. It gets, again, this entire region of the Pinellas County involved in that tornado warning.
Keep an eye on it over here as well. Here's back to our camera out at the beach. Let me pop this back up here just a little bit. We may see it eventually pop out here. Looking at the radar, it's still right there along the coast. So that camera is sitting right up here, right there. There's Sand Key, and here's right over Bel Air. It looks like where we have a little bit of rotation. So if this doesn't go right over the camera, it's going to go right behind the island. We may see it pop out here just a little bit, just to the west, or just to the east, I should say, of the island, right over the intercoastal waterway. Folks out there at the beach, feet in the water, I can see on the camera there. Here we are back out over the water. And it's just tough. You can't see it right now. Maybe try it one more over this way.
Yeah, a lot of reduced visibility. These are embedded within these bands of very, very heavy rainfall.
That's got to be it. That is the cell right there. You can almost see it getting a little bit darker. You see how it drops down darker here and comes back up? And now I'll show you that, and then let's jump back out and show you where we were looking. We're looking right in here, and that's where we think the rotation is. Let me take a different look at this. Not super impressive, but I can see what the rotation is. I can see why that cloud even looks like that. So that means now if you're in Clearwater, you need to be in your safe spot. The technical warning comes in, the north side of it's right here. That's Opal Sands right here. You take the bridge across over Sand Key, the Marriott out there. You've got Columbia Restaurant is right here. That's the causeway going over to Clearwater Beach. So, yeah, let's go ahead and take that. Where is this traffic camera we have? Is that the causeway? It looks like the causeway. Yep, that's the causeway going over to the beach. That is something you rarely see. That's going off of the beach. Clearwater Marine Aquarium's on the left side of the camera there. That little road that jets out to the left, that's going out. This is looking as you're going off of the beach. You can see the trail there on the right. So it's going to move right in this direction, probably at the very top of your screen. If it's still there, we're going to see something in just a minute. In fact, it looks like it's moved a little bit on our camera as well. Let me get you back there. It's moving quickly. And it's tough to see now. Nice pole in the way. That's good.
Yeah, you're basically keeping up with something that's moving with a forward momentum of 30 miles per
30,
hour?
yeah, probably going a little bit faster than that, but it's right there. Right there at the end. See, now it's right on at the pass. That's Clearwater Pass right there.
Look at that camera. Bobby, that's even shaking more, the live view of the causeway there. Look at that.
Yeah, it really is. You can see the wind picking up there as it comes through. So the camera is just about there right now. If I move it a little to the left, our beach cam, still not seeing anything.
For people who are just joining.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Courtney.
No,
You're
but
about to
for
do what
people-
I'm doing.
No, yeah, okay, good. Go for it, Natalie. I just want to make sure that people are in their safe
Yeah, if you're just now
spots.
joining and you see a live camera that's shaking right now, it's because we are tracking what was a confirmed water spout made across the beach, has been kind of riding up along the west portions of Pinellas, and now we're in Clearwater, which we have not heard confirmed it's making its way through Clearwater, but right along the intercoastal there is where we have that potential. That radar indicated now on our end, radar indicated what looks like still some rotation, still a good gust there, that potential crossing here.
So it's in effect until 6:15. We got another 7 minutes of it, but the cell itself is right at the top of that, right at the top. So they're going to have to either cancel it or let it expire or extend this warning. The thing about it is, on the radar, it's basically right over Clearwater Beach right now. That's essentially right where our camera is. That's why you saw when Natalie was saying, look at that camera looking at Island Way was starting to really shake. That right there, that's the core of it coming across right now. It actually, to me, looks like it already went.
Now it does, yeah.
It's just north of the causeway now, and so that's going to put it all the way up Dunedin, right? Almost to Dunedin, not quite there yet. However, it is moving more north, so it's more up towards eventually Honeymoon and Dunedin. You're going to get some gusty winds, but you're not going to get this section right in here. That's where we think this rotation is. The actual warning from the National Weather Service, you can see right on the north end of it, right? So that's why we're doing this. That's where the tornado warning is, but it still has that rotation. Still, it's not as clean as it was, but there's still something going on right there, and I think they're going to probably allow this one to expire. We know we have a weather spotter in Seminole, and it went right over Seminole, and they said they did not see the funnel cloud. So that's good news, but that's kind of a here or there because it was very, very rainy, very rain-wrapped, and sometimes you're not going to see that in those particular instances. So we've got about a few more minutes here now of this warning. Let's go ahead and see what they want to do. They still have it.
The latest scan just came in. This one, it does look as impressive anymore. Really does not.
Yeah, no, it's not. So they're probably going to let this go. Let's go back out there. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and take that. Yeah, there's Memorial Causeway. This is over on the beach side, Freedom Boat Club over there on the right, underneath that. We're basically right underneath the causeway there. This is right after. This is just west of the courthouse. If you're going from Clearwater over into Clearwater Beach, that's the direction moving away from you there. And the top left of the screen where you see Causeway, CSWY, that's where we would be looking for this. And moving over from left to right across your screen. Yeah, definitely does look darker there. But that's it. You can't see anything there. The rotation is a little north of there now.
So we're practically now just kind of on standby even with the National Weather Service because as Bobby mentioned, this area that we were watching of concern has officially left the polygon region that has basically kept that tornado warning going until 6:15 rather.
Okay, here's a much better look at it. Here, it's come over my computer. This is the backside of it now, and you can see that dark line there. That's basically more of straight lines now at this particular point. What's off there in the middle there may be our issue. This makes more sense that it's right here. So that's going to be up towards the causeway, the Dunedin Causeway, right? Honeymoon Island is straight off in the distance right here, Dunedin Causeway. I can't imagine a lot of folks out there right now, but there are those hotels, actually apartments out there on the Dunedin Causeway right before you get to the beach there. And they will have to be watching it. Do we still have it? Yeah, we still have it. Now, you can still see that the box is now south of it. Nothing from the Weather Service. Sometimes they'll tell us they're going to go ahead and let it expire. The concern now, instead of down here where that box is right up in this area here. That's Honeymoon Island right there. The causeway going out there is right here, coming across the intercoastal, and that's what I was talking about where those apartments are, right on this side of it here. So if you're in that area, seek shelter, get downstairs if you can. They're about 4 or 5 stories tall. I think some are a little bit taller than that, but not much more. And so, yeah, you definitely want to be downstairs. Those are pretty sturdy buildings, though, by the way, so that's good news there. Elsewhere, don't see anything. And so what happens is we tend to look south of these. Obviously, it's where they're coming from. But we've seen these in almost pairs throughout the day, at least 1 or 2 at a time. And fortunately, I don't see anything major. This is something we definitely have to watch. Let me go back to the regular radar, and you can see these cells that we have to watch for rotation as they come on shore. Because this water spout sprint up pretty quickly. And look, it's been perhaps from Madeira Beach all the way to Seminole, which is not far, but 1.5 miles, 2 miles before it actually decided to fall apart, at least weaken a little bit. And we still see the signature, and we still have the warning from the National Weather Service. So no updates right now. You can still see that's the only warning. We do have the flash flood warning going on right now for Manatee County, western Manatee County, I should say, western Sarasota County, along and west of I-75 for both of those areas. Very heavy rainfall. The center of the storm is now almost due west of Clearwater at this point. And you can see it's shaping up just a little bit right in here. this will all continue to throw all this moisture our direction. And that's why I was saying earlier that the heaviest rain and some of the best chances for seeing tornadoes is coming through right now. And did they extend it?
Nope, still no
they didn't.
update.
2
Looks
more
like
minutes,
I
same
think they're going to
one.
let it expire. The area we've been concerned about has well passed that region. I will tell you, even in that location, though, Bobby, up through just west of Dunedin, that's something we're going to be watching for. Just still those potential, not only for straight line winds, but just even gusty winds associated with it. My colleague here, Colleen Campbell, was also watching this very tiny area of rotation that we were kind of seeing. There was a potential waterspout off just well west of Bradenton Beach, kind of collapsing and falling apart over Anna Maria Island. Nothing confirmed, nothing has even been holding together. That one actually did collapse and fall apart rather nicely. But as Bobby was just mentioning, they can come in pairs. They can come within the same stream of these bands that have been moving through. And we've already seen a history of that obviously happen.
You got to keep an eye on them. So we're about to the end of the tornado warning. They're going to let that expire. We just have a new warning issued. It is a flash flood warning for most of Pinellas and Hillsborough County right now. And I'm going to draw this. This is tough to see. So here's that line right in here. Kind of goes something like this. It includes Southwest Pasco, all of that area, that heart-shaped area right there, right? Brandon, you're kind of on the edge. This is mostly downtown Tampa and areas to the west. So West Chase, Odessa, Trinity, Newport Richey, Port Richey, all of Pinellas County now in a flash flood warning. When that will, let me get some of the details on that. That will go until, we're going to do that until 9:15 tonight. Usually those last longer, right? That's that heavy wave of rain moving over top of you. The radar is basically producing rain 3 to 6 inches has fallen so far, and another 2 to 5 inches is possible in this area between now and 9:15. So another 3 hours. Likely it's going to be the next hour and a half that we're going to see most of it, because if you zoom out and you look at it all, you can picture.
I had them actually all lined up for you. If we could just go to Weather 2 really quick, I can actually show you 2 flash flood warnings that are in place. You mentioned until 9:15 for the one over Pinellas and portions of Hillsborough. This dark red polygon right here, that is a flash flood warning due to this torrential rainfall that just continues to not only pool over and over in the same regions, but it doesn't have a whole lot of place to go because additional rainfall is obviously being thrown on top of it. So that makes flood-prone areas, low-lying areas, streams, and creeks very vulnerable in a situation like this when you're talking about keeping that warning going for a few hours. And then down here from Bradenton, really through portions of coastal Manatee, all the way down towards coastal Sarasota County, that is also a flash flood warning until 8 o'clock this evening. And it looks like they let the tornado warning go ahead and drop there at 6:15.
Yeah, they did. Okay, 6:15, that's it. We've got the tornado warning, guys, out of the way. We do have this flash flood warning. This is some of the heaviest rain that we're going to see. Travel now. This is really the part of the time that you don't want to see it. Now, we've gotten, I would say, fairly lucky so far because the wind's been blowing offshore, and I showed you that view of Pier 60 out at Clearwater Beach, and the water has blown out. But now, if you look at the direction that these storms are moving, the wind is going to start to blow onshore. And that's going to start pushing water back in. So if you have flooding concerns, storm surge flooding concerns, you want to be watching that. Everybody in Pinellas County, Western Hillsborough, Western Pasco County, keep an eye out on those waters, those areas in your yard, not the beach, right? Not the bay, but those areas in your yard, those areas in your neighborhood and the roads around you that you know flood when we get very heavy rainfall. The next 2 to 3 hours, a lot of that, guys, is coming that direction.
And in just about 13 minutes, actually, not exactly. At 6:30, we're going to be on. We have crews that are stationed all over Tampa Bay. They are out there right now getting video, showing us what's happening there so that you don't have to be out during this storm and during this weather. And so we'll touch base with them at 6:30 and take you around the bay.
We sure will. And now's a good time to download our free 10 Tampa Bay Plus app on your favorite streaming device. We will keep you posted there. We'll keep you posted on air as well. We're back in just about 13 minutes.